In today's video, I want to talk about heavy effects that you might struggle with in your timeline and how to deal with it. As an example, I'm going to use my title effect number 59 that looks like so. As you see, I got particles effect here, so this is quite heavy, and probably if you're working on a regular PC, regular laptop, you won't be able to preview it in real time, like myself. That's very cumbersome if you're working on a big project and you got a title like that or an effect like that that cannot be previewed in real time. So let me show you a couple of ways how we can tackle that. The first one would be your playback resolution. If you switch your playback resolution from full to quarter, you would probably have a smoother playback. But the disadvantage of this method is that you don't see all the details because it's quarter of the resolution, so you lose the details. The effect does not look as a final result, and sometimes it's quite annoying because you want to tailor your effect in the inspector. You want to be sure that you're looking at the final result. So this is not always a good approach. You can switch back and forth with the timeline playback resolution. Okay, so let me go back to my full resolution. Another way to approach it is to enable render cache. So go to playback, render cache, and switch it to smart. You will see the red line above your clip, above your effect, and once it turns into blue entirely, your effect will be played smoothly, will be rendered in cache. So right now you can see your effect in real time and you see exactly how it looks when you render it. This is not perfect neither, because whenever you change anything in the inspector, or you do something with the clip in the timeline, for instance, you want to make it shorter, then as you see, this blue line turns into red, which means the cache needs to be re-rendered, and so you need to wait again. So this is much better than playback resolution because you have a smooth playback played in real time. And last but not least, what you can do with the very heavy effects in your timeline is, let me disable render cache for the moment, is to render the clip in place. So right click on the clip and choose render in place. You can leave the default options and render. Choose the location where the render should be saved and wait till the render is done. This is very handy way to tackle your heavy effects if you want to speed ramp it, if you want to align it with your sound effects or background music, because it's like a video clip added to your timeline. So you can I don't like my thumbnail. Let me change thumbnail view to none. So you can speed ramp it whatever you like, but you can't further customize the effect in the inspector because it's already rendered. So if you right click and you decompose it to original, you can make the adjustments, but afterwards you need to render that in place again. Let me show you one more thing, because if you render it with default options like I did right now, and let's say you want to stack it over, let me give you a quick example, for instance, over some background, you can see the background because this is not transparent. So if you want this render in place to be transparent, you need to decompose it to original. Now you can see that it's transparent because it's a title. Let me disable this background. Now, of course, you can change the size and so on, but to render it in place and still have the background transparent, you need to change the codec to GoPro Scene form. And now if you render it, you got still the background transparent. Okay guys, so that would be it for today. I hope you've learned something. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already. Check out my high impact title animations bundle pack. Cheers and see you in the next one.